What's going on, guys? Kevin here, once again, doing a quick review for a film that's been on my shelf for a few months now, but I've been waiting for the Halloween season to watch it, and I finally did. And that is the horror comedy from 1982 known as Wacko. Wacko is a horror comedy directed by uh, Greydon Clark, who's known for doing joysticks. I've never seen joysticks, but I think he made the movie Without Warning, if I'm correct, which is on Screen Factory Blu-ray. And this has an all-star cast, if I'm being honest. It has George Kennedy, Jodan Baker, Stella Stevens, Julia Duffy as the final girl, and the first on-screen appearance by none other than the Dice Man, Andrew Dice Clay.
Fucking phenomenal.
In fact, the Dice Man actually has the best introduction in the film. He has his own song while nerds and cheerleaders and other school people start applauding him and singing in unison while he walks down the stairs. And he has his John Travolta style to him that he that's when he started doing stand-up. He was kind of imitating someone like John Travolta. But anyway, Wacko is, again, a horror comedy sort of predating the Scary Movie franchise, with gags and references to horror films that were relevant at the time. So here we have a little bit of Halloween splashed in with a couple Exorcist jokes, and I know the son in the film, Julie Duffy's younger brother, is named Damien, and he's got a blonde bowl cut with 666 on his forehead. And that's the one thing I actually enjoyed about Wacko, is that it's not over the top when it comes to its references. They are very subtle. And I'm surprised that a lot of people in the forums were kind of negative about this film. Granted, it's not everyone's sense of humor. When I was watching the film, I kind of thought a little bit about David Wayne and Wet Hot American Summer, and they came together, but less funny. I mean, I love David Wayne. I love that type of sense of humor, very self-aware. I guess you could even compare it to films of the time like Airplane or Top Secret. Of course, those guys went on to do Scary Movie. But yeah, this film is very self-aware, but not over the top. I mean, the killer is named the Lawnmower Killer, and the setting of the film takes place during the Pumpkin Prom. There's also references to Alfred Hitchcock and Brian De Palma, and it's just got that kind of environment, and it also takes place on Halloween, which is an extra plus, which is why I decided to wait all this time to finally check it out a week before Halloween. The basic plot is that the main character, played by Julia Duffy, I don't remember her name. Basically, when she was a young girl, her older sister was murdered on Halloween, October 31st, and in 13 years, there's rumors going around that the Lawnmower Killer is back, and he is going to target her and her fellow friends and continue what he started 13 years prior. And Jodan Baker plays this detective who, I got to admit, aside from Dice Clay, he's kind of the guy who sort of steals the show. He plays a detective, and he's always got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, but it's never lit. He eats Twinkies and drinks a lot of coffee, and some of his jokes work, some of his jokes don't work, but he's fun to watch. And honestly, I don't really have a problem, maybe with the exception of George Kennedy has this on-running gag where he is climbing up a ladder to watch not only the daughter that was murdered in the beginning, but also his his, the final girl, the main girl of the film. And when his daughters always catch him, he goes, "Oh, I was just mowing the lawn." And that's, I guess, a joke considering the lawnmower killer. But it's very weird. And it happens basically twice in 10 minutes of the beginning of the first act. And I can tell if you don't vibe with the sense of humor, the very quick kind of sense of humor in the first 10 minutes of the film, I don't think you're going to love this movie. But if everything that I mentioned earlier you do enjoy, I think you should check this one out. It's definitely a movie that's, if you've never heard of it, it's a good one to maybe pop on into the old Blu-ray player and check out for yourself. Now, the Vinegar Syndrome release that I have here, it's not crazy when it comes to extras, but we do have some good stuff here, like a brand new commentary track with the director and a little special feature called Die Laughing, an interview with cinematographer Nicholas von Sternberg, never before seen outtakes, theatrical trailer, and English subtitles. So, do I recommend Wacko? Yes, I was actually quite surprised. I enjoyed this one. I think I gave it on Letterboxd 3 stars. It's not really offensive. It's just a standard TNA comedy from the 80s with a little bit of Halloween spirit splashed in. And if you're a fan of, like, again, Andrew Dice Clay or George Kennedy, Jodan Baker, sure, check it out. It gets the good old seal of approval here on the channel. Once again, thank you so much for checking out this video. In the comments below, I'd love to know, what are your favorite horror comedies? They can be something as silly as Wacko. It could be like Shaun of the Dead. Maybe even Scary Movie. It's your opinion. There's no negative opinions. No one's getting judged on this channel. And yeah, please subscribe and have a great day, guys. Take care.